Hey guys, Stitching May here for my February and March update. As always, life went crazy. February flew by, March got even crazier. What do you think you're doing? My little dog is here. Come on, you can come say hello. He wants to say hi. Say hello, Trip. No kisses. Say hello, Trip. He is in the room. He is sniffing around. So you may hear him sniffing and snockering in the room. He's looking for any food that might have been dropped by myself or my 6-year-old. Okay, you're gonna have to get down now. Anyway, so like I said, life got a little crazy. A lot crazy. I'll touch more on that towards the end of the video. But I'm gonna try, as always, to be here at least once a month with a live Stitch With Me video, and then at least once a month with an update video. I love the live format, but then I know that a lot of you guys don't like the update in the live format, but I like doing the live format because I get to interact with some of you guys. And YouTube is claiming that they will eventually be able to have the comments from the live chat scrolling on the videos. I've not had success with that yet, but we'll see. And so, as always, I have no before pictures for my projects because my stitchy bug these last 2 months have been kind of waxing and waning, and it was just kind of pick up and stitch if I felt like stitching. So I apologize for that. But I'm going to jump on in and tell you that I did have, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new starts. 3 of those are finishes. 2 are fully finished, but I can't show you those because they're gifts. And then 1 is a stitch along, and I have 1 planned and kitted up to stitch very soon. So I'm going to jump in now with my whips and just go from there. I do have some haul as well. I always have haul, but I am within my Stitch from Stash budget. I'm very proud. I'm in the black. So I'll start off with the Connie G. I am sorry for the clearing of the throat. Pollen is here. It is just a thick dust in the air. You cannot walk outside where I live without feeling like you're coated in dust from the pollen. It is ridiculous. And even allergy medicines aren't fixing it for me. And it's about to get worse because it's my son's baseball season now. We'll get into that at the end because I know not everybody enjoys live updates. So this is my Connie G's black work back stitch SAL. Again, this is a free SAL on her blog or in her Facebook group. You can also get it there, links to it there. It is a 24-month stitch along, so it started in December of last year. There will be 24 blocks, and she releases 1 block each month. She calls it back stitch, not black work, because you're not doing any of the technical black work stitches that you do. It's just kind of a back stitch, but it has the same effect as the black work. This is stitched on 28 count Sunny Dyes. She no longer carries this fabric anymore. I don't know the name of it. And it is 1 thread of DMC 310. I specify because, you know, there's a difference apparently in Anchor and DMC as far as coverage goes. But this is 1 strand over 2. And I'm going to try to get closer. I realized in my other videos I didn't get close enough. This one is the December block. And I am doing some model stitching, so I'm a little bit ahead. And then there is the January block. The February block. And then the March block. I have completely stitched through April and May. And I'm about halfway through with June, so I send her a picture as I do them, and then she uses those for her group when she remembers. She's had several model stitchers, so. But there those are. And I'm absolutely loving working on this. This is my to-go piece, so it goes with me in my work bag. Not had any chance lately to work on it at work. It's been crazy. But it's a lot of fun to work on. She has plenty of designs. She has her own Etsy store. And then, like I said, that's free on her blog. So on to the next. So originally in February, I've never said that month correctly. The reason it took me a while to make a video in February is because I feel like I didn't get anything done. And then March just went crazy. No, sir. And, sorry. And, I lost a bit of my stitchy bug. So, as I started piling up my whips for the video, I was like, holy crud, I've worked on a lot. I've worked on a lot, but not a lot of progress on each. So, the next one I'm going to show you is my Starry Night. This was supposed to be my every Friday piece. And when Lori came up piece, I strayed from that. I broke my own rule, and I will pick it up again next week. Not this week, because I want to stitch on something else tomorrow. Next week, next Friday, I will go back to my every Friday working on my Starry Night. And then every time that I am with Lori, I will work on the Starry Night. She even called me out on it last time too. So I've gotten a little bit further. God, this fabric is getting so yellowed. Got a little further on it. So my goal for this year was to be, I had finished half the page and to be halfway done with the next half. I am currently right there. So I got a lot more progress done on this. I was really excited about how quickly this is moving on along this time. I like the Friday routine thing. I've not worked on this in several weeks. But I really do like the every Friday routine because it, I hate to say makes me work on it, but you know. Every time I go to pick this out, it feels so daunting, but when I start stitching it, I really, really enjoy it. I enjoy working on it. But there's this progress. I literally have a piece of floss hanging with a needle on it. Don't take storage tips from me, guys. I'm a rebel. I have heard that Hobby Lobby has their kits on sale because they're clearing out. And I know that my Hobby Lobby in the past had a very pretty Riolas kit with Starry Night. Mine is from Ladybug Designs, Ladybird Designs, Ladybird. I'll tell you. Ladybug Designs. You can buy just the chart or you can buy the kit. I chose to get the kit. You got the kit, the Ada, in the kit you got the chart, the Ada, DMC floss, and I've checked it against other DMC. It is DMC. And then a needle. So, and they have tons and tons of patterns. Usually more along the artwork side of things. And last time I checked, they were still in business because I was looking at another pattern, and I'm not going to start any more full coverage anytime soon. So I say, pardon the crash. I wasn't even close to you. Don't act offended. So the next one I worked on was my Tree of Hope by Mirabilia. This one had not been touched in a while. And I felt like I wanted to work on it one day and worked on it and loved it. Again, fell in love with it again. This is what it will look like when it is finished. I know that Christine is working on this one, and Trish is working on this one. We need to make it official, not make it a true Sal instead of that we were all working on it. What do you think, guys think? You want to make it official Sal, an official Sal? But this is what it will look like when it's finished. Mine is on blue fabric instead. So I had, again, with the floss and a needle, I had about this done, about halfway through the tree, and I came up and started stitching all of this green to finish out this DMC green here. And then I just kind of fill in the leaves because it makes it easier to fill in as I go. And this is on 32 count Silk Weavers solo die. So again, no fabric color. And I am a little worried about the beads on the 32 count. But that's what this pattern called for, was 32 count. So I'm hoping that it will fit without any issue. But there my Trib Hope is. And I have it in my wonderful huge bag from Jan's Stitching Necessities. I purchased this one myself. There that is. Now he's digging under something. And then the Lunch Bunch trio hasn't gotten together as much. I've gotten together with them again this month. It's just the flu season and everything. We've gotten together some, mostly in large groups, and we didn't work on our Lunch Bunch trio piece. It's been a while since just the three of us got together and I actually worked on this piece. But it is by the Prairie Schooler. Guys, I will have pictures. I will not pick up a piece without snapping a picture of it first and saving it for my Flosstube videos. So I don't know what this dog is doing. I don't know if you can hear him. He's like rummaging under my bags over here. I don't know. He's burrowing. I think he settled. He just sighed. So it's the Prairie Schooler, and this one is called Christmas Eve. This is the reprint, so this is not the cardboard chart. So I am marking on my original because it's not easy to make photocopies of, but I'm okay with that. But I did change my fabric color. I didn't do it on the tan fabric, and I changed the colors of the words at the bottom to some red and greens that were also in the pattern. So those are the only changes. Mine is stitched on 32 count Laguna, no, Monaco. I have to look and see. It is hand dyed by Fabrics by LJ. Love his colors. Some of them are a little too strong for my suit because I do like just more of a mottled look. I don't like a lot of different colors. But I will say that when I looked at this picture on his webpage, on his Facebook group, I loved the color that it showed. I got it, and it was very similar. I mean, almost spot on for the color. So the colors of his pictures are great. The fabric is so soft. I will definitely order from him again. I'm just looking for some more modeled pieces, and I'm gonna typically I have to have a project in mind before I buy the fabric. So I don't normally, unless it's just a very neutral color, do a whole lot of fabric buying before I know what it's going to be for. So, but here this is. I am almost halfway finished. This bear got frogged at least twice, if not 3 times. He is not my favorite person right now, I guess, or my favorite teddy bear. But there that is. And it's a lot of fun to stitch. A lot of fun to stitch. And I've been keeping this in my bag. That was gifted to me by Is Kismet Stitches. Emily has a twin to it, and it's the one with the see-through front. And I really like the see-through front. And then this one I worked on in my Stitch Live With Me video, but some of you may not have seen that. So I'm going to show it to you just in case. If you've seen it, just ignore me. This is A New Beginning by Abby Lane Designs. And this is the one that Melody Stitches and I were going to be doing a stitch along with. She has jumped back from the world of crochet into the world of cross stitch. So hopefully we will be able to Skype soon and stitch on this together, because that was our rule. We were going to Skype and stitch on this together. So that is what it will look like when it is finished. This is the one that I'm kind of just grabbing colors and going with and enjoying it. I will definitely do that again. And this is where, ooh, I don't have anything to go. Behind it. Let's see if that works. But that may make, I don't know, we'll see. So I have the first motif completed. I finished the second motif in Austin, where I was supposed to be with her, but things happened and she didn't get to go. So I had to work on it in honor of her. And then I've got this green motif and I'm working on this orange. Now, you guys can see the colors, but this is on the 32 count lamb's wool Witchelt that I can get readily at my local Hobby Lobby. This seems to be my go-to fabric because it's neutral and calm and doesn't really deter from the design itself. And so far these are all, yeah, these are all Dinky Dyes Oops packs, silks. That one, several of the Oops packs. I won't name how many that I purchased off of Etsy. Okay, let's put that in here. Let's have a little organized. And then I worked on my chatelaine. This is, I think, the second mandala in the mini mandalas 2 set. I don't have the chart in front of me. But here this is. So I had a lot of backwards negative progress in this because I realized I had stitched all of this filler in the wrong color. I had stitched it in the same gold here, so I had to take it out and redo it. My husband's like, nobody's gonna know. And I said I would, so I refused. I back stitched it all out and started again. And guys, I love these mandalas. I don't know that I could ever do a big chatelaine just because of sheer, you know, intimidation. But these little mini mandalas, I absolutely love them. Definitely get this. The printed chart is hard to read. If you're able to get the PDF, get the PDF to where you can zoom in, because it can be, oh, and it's black and white. Oh, but there that is. And yes, this is an old cross stitch magazine. I'll show you why in just a few minutes. Actually, I will show you why now, because the others are... Oh, this is a new start. Yep. So those are all my widths. And now I will start with my new starts. The first two were ones that I cannot show you because they are gifts and they are waiting to be mailed. Because I am horrible when it comes to mail. I am just as horrible with mail as I am with taking pictures of my whips. I have like 6 things that need to go out right now to several people, and I have them. Just haven't shipped them yet. I forget. I don't think about the post office until it's like 9 o'clock at night, and it's like, oh, they're closed, and my son's asleep. So that does me no good. So that was 2 of the new starts. This was another new start. The Creativity Lounge is doing a hashtag on Facebook. It is 10 ornaments in 2018. So you're to do 10 ornaments in 2018. So this was my first one. This was a random piece of 18 count Fiddler's Ada that I had. And this, it was a joy ornament in the 2014 just cross stitch. I literally started this and finished this the next day. These are not the colors that were called for. These are all three. Yes, all three of these were the color and cotton dyed cottons that I have. And I chose those myself. Very, very proud. But there that tiny ornament is. I need to fully finish it. I don't know how. I've got room on the other side for another tiny ornament. So my next ornament for this sal is going to be, or challenge, I should call it. It's not a sal, it's a challenge. Is going to be by Kitty Crosses, I think. It's one that I originally did not think that it was a legit pattern because it was on Pinterest, but it turns out that it is a legit pattern. It's a blog, and she's got the ornament on there. It's a white reindeer that kind of looks like a wreath. My son picked it out, so I will be doing that one next. I'll be starting that one in the next couple days. I was supposed to start it several days ago, and I just didn't get a chance to. And then the next new start, was it? No, then this one was, I saw this randomly on Amazon. Absolutely, positively fell in love with it. And then I purchased it. And then found out that there is a sale for this, not this particular piece, but for the series of these pieces on Instagram with Olivia and Elena. And I had to join in. So it's the Beetle sale. It is the Blackbird Designs. They've got the Magical Mystery Tour. This one is Eleanor Rigby. And the only complaint I can give you about this piece is that every single time I work on it, I sing Eleanor Rigby for 3 days. So I don't know yet exactly how I'm going to fully finish this. My aunt was a humongous Beatles fan. And I can remember being a kid, and I pretended like she tortured me with the music, even though I really like listening to it. I just like to give her a hard time. And now I love the Beatles because of her. And I kind of think possibly I'm going to put her name on the bottom instead, and then her, the year she passed. I don't know for sure yet. Either way, it is in memory of her. When I stitch this, I think of her, and when I see it, I will think of her. The neat thing is that they've got these blue colors, or you can stitch it as a baby design in more pink colors. And they've even got how you personalize it for the baby charted. I am stitching this in mainly DMC. However, I have changed some of the colors. Like for the blue, because I did the DMC that doesn't have the variation, and so you couldn't tell, like it all looked one color. So I changed out one of the skeins of the DMC, or of the Georgia uniform blue, to a color in cotton called Chalkboard. And then I changed out this. Okay, to me it looks blue. People say it looks black, and others say it looks green. But it's right here. These leaves here and here and here. To me they look kind of blue. But when on the DMC conversion, you couldn't tell a difference. So at a Georgia Stitch group, I ended up changing it to a 939, which is kind of a blue-black color, to add the blue to it. Thanks to Stephanie, who was able to have her entire DMC collection at the Stitch. And she let me go through her flosses, and I chose that one. And this is where I currently am on that piece. And I have my angel needle minder that Miss Marlene gave me because my aunt is one of my angels. And then I also have a Beatles minder. Let me show you how janky this minder is. I've never glued this. It was a pin that I got, I want to say, either at Toys R Us or the Dollar Tree. Pulled the little pin part off. I have the magnet stuck to it, and I have the pin stuck to the magnet. Hey, it works. But there is my progress on that. Floss and a needle. gonna start calling that the Stitching May way of storage. Storing your floss, hanging off from your project with a needle attached. It's amazing that I don't find more needles in my feet. There that is. However, I will lose my needle at least 4 times every time I stitch. You can ask Lori, Connie, and Mandy. Probably Emily too. So there that new start is. And then the last new start is one that, thanks to Miss Upton on here, Jennifer Upton on Flosstube, I was enabled to start this. I had seen this piece long ago and fallen in love with it and got intimidated by it. And then she brought it up in Stitch Mania. I fell in love with it again, had to have it, freaked out about some color interchanges, and finally started it. Oh wait, no, and then had a conniption over the cutting of the floss, and then finally just dove in. So the Facebook group is called the Vari-Old Sampler, and this is what's going to be taking my stitch day tomorrow on Friday. This is what it will look like when it's finished. This is from the Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, March, April of '88. And it is the DMC variegated pieces, or flosses, and it's just a sampler with those. The thing that completely irritated me and freaked me out was the cutting instructions. You were supposed to take your floss and line it up along a 36-inch ruler, wrap it around until the skein is gone, then cut it in half, and then on the ends and on the ends. My home does not own a 36-inch yardstick. I had two 24-inch yardsticks, rulers, and I had a 24-inch measuring tape or measuring thing. I had a 36-inch memory cut flat, you know, like in my sewing thing, but it wasn't thick enough, so it was throwing off the colors. And then I realized that my fabric count's going to be different, so it's going to throw off the colors anyway. So now I'm just kind of cutting as I go. I have no rhyme or reason. I kind of just match up the colors twice and then cut, and I'm good to go. The reason they do this is because in certain spots you're supposed to start with a lighter color of the floss, and other spots you're supposed to start in the darker color of the floss, and all this stuff. And I'm just kind of making it up as I go. Let's try this again. Jennifer Upton on her YouTube, her Flosstube number 31, has a wonderful, I just realized I can see myself in the reflection over there, and my ADD kicked in and it completely distracted me. On her Flosstube number 31, talks about the sampler, talks about what made her decide to do it, and then she also lists her conversion in her drop-down menu. So I will not go through the conversion there because you can get it there, and she's the original person, so I want her to get the credit for it. But I did change some stuff. So she is using a variegated Artiste purple from a pack that you can get at Hobby Lobby, and I was able to get my hands on some original of the 126 that she was kind of substituting out. I'm trying to explain it. So there were 3 colors of purple. 2 of them she made one of them, I don't know what number, to be number 52, and 126 to be number 52, and then a 3rd color to be the color from the Artiste brand. I, however, had 52 and 126. So I made 2 of them be the 52, and then 1 of them be with the 126. I am sure that is clear as purple mud. But I had like an entire catastrophic panic attack one night trying to find purples because I couldn't find the Artiste floss. I was looking at Cosmo. Like, I'm talking about 3 hours, guys, looking at purple variegated flosses. I messaged my buddy Lori. She had several skeins and sent them to me. And even Melody from Melanie from Soul for Stitchers was going to send me one, but Miss Lori had plenty. So again, guys, you guys are so generous. so generous. And then this is my meager start, because once I started this, I planned on working on it for a week, and that week just went crazy, and I didn't get to stitch on anything. And so I'm going to work on this. I worked on this some today, and then I'll work on it again tomorrow. But here's my meager start. And this, I'll show you, like, this and this is the same color floss, but you start from the light to the medium, and then the medium to the dark, and then the light to the medium to the dark. And that's why you have to cut in that weird way. I guess technically you could just do light to medium to dark, light to medium to dark, light to medium to dark, but I don't think you would get that, like, start and stop. Because, like, I'll stitch this section, then I'll stitch this letter, then I'll stitch this letter, then I'll stitch the dark, stitch the dark, stitch the dark. So, but there that is, and this can be really pretty. I will tell you how I wing it as I wing it. But like I said, if you want the color conversions, look on her page, and good luck finding any more of the 126, because I got all of Lori's. So there that is. I think Connie even gave me one, but I think hers was another one, a different one that I haven't used yet. I think hers was a blue that I didn't have. So that is it for stitching. This is haul. 2 months worth, guys. 2 months worth. Let me share with you first of all. I will do this in another video. It deserves its own entire video. A friend of mine on YouTube, she's not a Flosstuber, she is a YouTuber. She has 2 channels. My pink little cottage, my pink little cottage, I think. And also Red Cardinal Crafts. She does cross stitch, but cross stitch is not her main hobby. Sketching is her main hobby. She does paper crafting, sketching. She does some bobbin lace, and she does some cross stitching. I have sent her some patterns in the past. She was talking about decluttering her craft room, and she messaged me on Instagram and said that she was going to de-stash some of her cross stitch that somebody had de-stashed to her, told her to keep whatever she wanted. If she didn't want all of them, that she was welcome to then pass them along. So she messaged me and told me that she was de-stashing some of her cross stitch pattern, a few of her cross stitch patterns, and that asked me if I was interested in them, and I said sure. And then she again said, keep what you want, you know, pass along what you don't want. She said a few, guys. This is more than a few, and I mean, it is like packed to the gills. It barely closes. The box is all beat up only because it's so heavy. I was so shocked. So that deserves its own video. I think I'm going to do it in a live video, kind of like I did the eBay haul that I did, just because there's as much in that as was in that eBay haul, if not more. So I figured I would do a live video with that sometime next week. And I giggle and laugh. Plans have been crazy, so as long as everything goes as planned, I plan to do that one night, either Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday after 8 p.m. next week. So on to the haul that I have. A few of these are gifts too. So the first thing was I got this at a give and get, you know, the little freebie here. I don't want this. We had a stitch in, a Georgia stitch together, and this was on the freebie table. I did not get this for me. I got this for my husband because he has been swearing that he was going to pick up his Nintendo pattern again and that he was going to start stitching with me. And then my life went crazy, so he hasn't got to yet. But I sent him a picture of this, and he said he might actually maybe want to stitch this one day. So I got this in hopes that maybe he'll stitch. We'll see. I can guilt him into it now. I took this for you. Of course, I have my 2 months worth of Color and Cotton. Do I have 3 months? No. Oh, wait. These are the colors. I lied. These are the colors for that ornament. I used one X Jude Designs, which is My Little Bluebird. Loved this color. Want more of it. I'm going to have to save up some stash budget to where I can make the shipping worth it. But X Jude Designs on Etsy. This is My Little Bluebird. I love it. And then Cauldron from Color and Cotton. And then a classic Colorworks Caterpillar. There's another redneck word. Caterpillar. So I have 2 months worth of the Color and Cotton. This was, we're in March. Okay. This was February's. A beautiful blue. Ooh, I may use that on the other one. Brown, kind of orange, off-white, and an off-brown color. I know that's probably glaring. Rattle. How about that? Does that show up better? Guys, I don't know that I will ever unsubscribe to her flosses because these are amazing. And they're color fast. And then this month's a beautiful Easter palette. Miami, Flamingo, Wisteria, Verbena, and Leprechaun. I guess I probably should tell you the names of the others. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Sorry if Floss bores you. If Floss bores you, you probably should be watching cross-stitch videos. We have Wildwood, Clay Pot, Inkwell, and I like looking at her names too because her names are very appropriately named. French Wool, and Dried Sage, except for the one that my son renamed Brown Jeans, also known as khakis. He said, "Mama, those looks like brown jeans." I put that on there and she laughed so hard. she said that cracked her up that he had renamed it Brown Jeans. Sorry. And then with my ornaments, Frenzy, my friend Connie brought me this kit of ornaments so that I have more ornaments to do. I absolutely love these. I love this moon. I love this snowman. These are all Mary Englebright. So I'm going to be able to do some of these ornaments. The entire kit. Look at that wonderful floss ball. Anybody like sorting floss? And then I was gifted from the wonderful Kay, which I have a package to go out for her. I've got one sitting here for you, darling. This beautiful, my mailman was not in a good mood that day. Cricut Collection. It's the partner to my, one of the ones that I got in, I cannot think of the name of it now. It's on the back here. It is the partner to, it's got the picture of it. Does it have the name of it? Three Gables. So, wait, so there's the Three Gables on the back. But she gifted me this with her beautiful pansies on the package. And then I did kind of get into the 1, 2, 3 stitch clearance bin. And I have a piece of fabric that is kitted up with another project that you can't see right now. It's just the 35 count classic homespun. Got that. And then I got this warm terracotta. They're both Laguna. Again, 32 count. Look at this color, it's so pretty. And then I purchased an ink circles for Delise. And I fell in love with this because Lori, who eventually will make videos again, she is doing well, guys. Just kind of lost her video bug. I'm gonna keep pestering her. Eventually the eye rolling and name calling on my end will stop and she'll make a video. But she purchased some of those silk for you skeins, and we put together this plastic hanger contraption the last time she was here, and she was winding it onto bobbins, and I drooled, and she offered me some, but I wouldn't take it, and like round bobbins, not like the square bobbins. And I said, no, I'm not taking your silks, I'm just gonna drool over them. But now I'm gonna have to purchase my own, because I've got 2 more patterns coming that would suit very well to those silks. So I have some silks coming eventually. Silks for me from Silks for You. But that is it for my haul and the gifts that I'm going to show this video. And I will get into the life. So if you're not interested in the life, thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with a cross stitch, more cross stitch. If you're interested in the life, it's not going to be that long. It's just craziness. February was a great month. It just went by way faster than I expected, and before I knew it, it was the second week in March. And then I was going to make a video, and it just never happened. Monday will be 2 weeks ago. We had some storms. I was working a rare Monday at work. And of course, that's the night that we had storms. And if I wasn't nervous and freaking out enough about the storms and being on the highest floor in the hospital during said storms with confirmed tornadoes as it was coming through to us, I get a text from my mother-in-law. I'm sorry, not my mother-in-law, my stepmother, that my dad is on the way into the hospital, that he thinks he's having a heart attack. I need to tell you guys that my dad is not a chicken little when it comes to his health. The man stayed at home for an entire week with a collapsed lung before he came in. So when he said that he felt like he was having a heart attack, you know, you take it for real. So I got on the phone. I encouraged 911 in the middle of these storms instead of private car. It was that he wasn't going to go that way, that he would come in. So I get my sister on the way. I cannot clock out because now we've got the storms coming, so they need all the help they can get. So I'm stuck. Luckily, he was coming to my hospital. He ended up coming in, and he was diagnosed with new onset AFib. His heart rate was in the 170s, and he was an NSTEMI, which means it's not a heart attack that you have to go to the cath lab with, but it is a heart attack. And now new onset CHF. So it was kind of crazy for many days. I ended up working that Sunday. I had worked Sunday night. I worked Monday night. I stayed at the hospital with him for 3 nights. And then it's just been a whirlwind. He is at home. He is recovering. I would not say better. Not 100% yet, but I think he'll get there. But it's just not fun having anybody sick, and it's completely different being on that end of the hospital spectrum. But so for the last 2 weeks, it's just been a lot of stress. So my stitchy bug completely went out the window, as it does. For whatever reason, when I'm more stressed, my stitchy bug goes out the window. I think it has to do with when I stitch on a piece, I don't want to look back on it and remember those times. So I don't stitch when I'm really, 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 really stressed or really, really worried, because I don't want every time I look at it later to remember that when I stitch on it. Like, even as simple as an argument with, like, my sister, a random argument with my sister, I may not stitch because I don't remember that argument when I look at the piece. And it could be over the simplest thing, but I don't want to remember it when I look at the piece. So, I think that I will, even though I probably won't, but, you know. But, and then this week was my son's spring break. We have been being lazy because Mom has been exhausted, and we've not been going out a lot because we both have crazy allergies. Yes, Lori, I know. I need to take him to an allergist. So we've just been being lazy. We were planning tomorrow to have some fun with my cousin. He's like a brother to me. And his daughter, we're doing a kid's day. I don't know what we're doing. With my cousin, we could end up in Savannah. We could end up staying at home, hanging out at the house. It could be anything. So I have no clue what we're doing tomorrow. But we're having a day of just the last day of spring break. We're going to have a lot of fun with, my son is a year older than his youngest daughter. He has 7 kids. I have 1. But his youngest is a year younger than my son, and they're like best friends. So we try to get them together as much. My sister will go with us, but that is it for now. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you hopefully sooner than it was this time. Take care.